Good afternoon. In this video, we'll be looking at the if, and or functions. These functions, they are logical, strategic, and very versatile because of their ability to make decisions. They are popularly used in analytics, business intelligence solutions, modeling like risk modeling, financial modeling, credit modeling, and the regular reporting that we do. Let's look at the syntax. Like every function, it starts with an equal sign and has arguments. Let's look at the first argument. These are the logical tests. There could be more than one. Then if the resultant value gives you a true value, what would it do? And if the value gives you a false value, what would it do? And let's look at the operators. We have the equal sign, we have the greater than, the less than, the greater or equals, then the less or equals. Note, it is not equals or less. If you use this, you will get an error. You could also have multiple conditions using the and or function. And let's look at the way the and or function works. Let's start with the and function. I have two subtests. The first one gives me a false, 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 true. Now, if you discover I get a true value only when all my subtests gives me a true value. But once I get a false value, automatically the output is going to be false. Let's look at the or function. True, true, false, true. I get a true value once one of the subtests is true. I get only a false value only when all my subtest is true. Let's implement this in. We are actually carrying out a salary review and we have three sets of rules. The first rule says that anybody that earns whose basic is below the minimum, it gets a 20%, else 10%. And if you live in Kano and your housing is below 150,000, you get a 25% increase, else 15% increase. And I told you that if you have spent more than 6 years in service or you are in support, you get a car. So let's look at how these rules they are actually implemented. Now this one has two possibilities, and two possibilities. And this one has one condition. This one also has two conditions, but remember it's looking at the and. That means both must be true. That is Kano and less than 150,000. And this also has two conditions, but remember it's all. Any of these must be true. Let's look at how it was implemented here. So you look at this, you see that this guy. Okay, let's look at the first one. Somebody that gets a 20% increase. Now this guy gets a 20% increase because his basic is less than the minimum wage, which is 200,000. So we see anybody that gets a 20% actually gets less than 200,000. Now let's look at the housing increase. Now you discover that this guy, even though he lives in Kano, but he's still getting a 15% because one, his housing is above 150,000. But let's look at these two guys. They live in Kano and they also their housing is less than 150,000. And let's look at the last one. This guy gets a car. This guy gets a car. This guy is getting a car not because he's in support, but because he has spent over 7 years. But this guy is getting a car even though he has spent less than 6 years, but is in support. So let's look at how this formula works then. One way I can get there is either I press my Control tilde to expose the formula. I press Control tilde again to go back. I can also come to my formula and say show formula. So let's get the formula. This one just says this is the test. Is it less than the minimum basic? And if it's true, it gets a 20%, else a 10%. So let's look at the other one. Look at the and. That means the and, this candle must be true, this must be true, because it gets a 25%. For the or, any of these must be true, and it gets a car. Thank you very much.